Chase Water, my man. Thank
Well,
you so much for doing the For Yourself podcast.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Welcome to this beautiful moment that we're gonna have today. We're gonna share. I wanted to first just ask and let you introduce yourself to the world and the people watching this. So, my man, tell us who you are, what you do, and yeah.
My name is, thank you for having me. My name is McCrae Granelli, but I go by Chase Water, and I am from Charlotte, North Carolina, never moved, pretty much stayed there my whole life. I'm a junior at UNCW, Wilmington in North Carolina. I'm 20 years old, and I like to make weird computer noises. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. So, first things first, I loved Charlotte when I came down and visited. Charlotte is beautiful.
Pretty greasy too, though.
The parts that I saw, like we went to that like whitewater rafting / ropes course.
Oh yeah, that place is crazy. I went there
That shit.
when I was in like middle school, and I was just scared out of my mind.
That shit was so much fun, and we went and me, Kyle Beatty, freaking 88, and his buddy from college, Logan, went to the ropes course, and they were like, we have like easy, medium, hard ropes courses, and we're like, come on, let's do the hard one, bro. That shit, I'm like afraid of heights.
Oh, that's just a terrible decision, then, bro.
Right? So like right away, I'm like, all right, Ryan, like test this freaking belay freaking clip. And I just like hung there. I'm like, all right, it's got me. It's got me. And but dude, still like doing the courses, it's still freaking it's scary. And then there was one part. So first Logan went, then I went, then Kyle went. And you're like strapped in the whole time.
Right.
And there was one point, it's like there was two more little course things that you had to do.
Right.
And Logan was on one and I was on the waiting point, and then Kyle was on the one before, and I'm just like 60 feet in the air, like shaking back and forth on this. I'm like, I don't feel safe anymore. This shit, like, it's like bending, and I'm like, this is fucking, oh man. But we got through it. We powered through that shit. So I'm pumped. But yeah, man, what's kept you?
When were you guys in Charlotte?
We saw you at free.
Oh, was this the drive-in?
Yeah, we went to drive-in.
It's not Charlotte. That's like an hour away from Charlotte.
No, but his buddy lives in Charlotte, so we
stayed
in Charlotte.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we stayed in Charlotte. Huh?
You guys stay in Charlotte too for that?
Yeah. We stayed at a. Did we stay an extra? We slept there that night at his house because his buddy has a house there. And then we stayed another night and then went home because it was Thursday. We went home Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, because I flag football Sunday morning.
On a Thursday.
So that was fucking. We spent a day at that ropes course and whitewater rafting and all that shit. That was so much fun. Kyle got fucking burnt. I'm Italian.
He doesn't get outside much, I feel. He works inside.
Yeah, he works inside, and he's got his little dungeon studio that he made at his place. Yeah, right, man. So first, your parents have to be fucking dope as shit to name you McRae. That is like
I have no idea what they were thinking. Because it was supposed to be John, and then they were just like, nah, you can't have a normal childhood. We're going to name you something stupid. I'm kidding, though. I like it. It's all right. I kind of just introduce myself as Chase sometimes if I'm at a show or something, and I don't want to have to like spell it out or like clarify it, because that extra like 5 seconds of conversation is just. Ugh.
I hear you. I hear you, man. Dude, you've got it's such a cool name. I want to like tell you to be like you should be called Chase McRae. Like that would be a freaking that's like you are born in Ireland and that's your freaking name. You know what I mean? Like
Ireland McRae water.
right.
What is Janni? What descent is that?
So my great grandfather Carmelo Janni came through.
That's a sick.
Yeah, right. Like, come on, parents, you chose Ryan. No, but I love my name. But and my middle name is my dad's name. So like, and but my great grandfather came through Ellis Island from Sicily, and we're not sure what his name was changed from, or if it was definitely changed. But on the, they have, I don't know if you know, but on Ellis Island they have the wall with all the names of the people that came through Ellis Island, and it says Carmelo Janni on that.
That's sick.
So yeah, so like I don't know if when he came through Ellis Island they changed it from like Carmelo Gianni or Carmelo Yanni or something like that. But yeah, so Janni is, and if you're speaking Italian, it's Johnny. Like you gotta But I'm American, so
have you been to Ellis Island to look at that?
Yeah, I took a piece of paper and like shaded over it, so I have the thing for it.
Yeah, that is actually really cool.
I live in Jersey, like an hour drive from the ferry to get to Ellis Island. So like when I was in 5th grade, that was like the 5th grade trip was like me in like 6 school buses of all the classes that are in 5th grade, then all go to Ellis Island and you get to see, learn about the heritage and all that. And it's crazy. Like looking back, like I thought I was like, so like I'm in 5th grade, I'm the oldest kid in the school. Like you think you're older and mature. And now like I have a nephew that's freaking 12, 13 years old. And I'm like, he's still so small, but he's about to go into like 7th, 8th grade. And like, I'm like, holy shit. Like I thought I was but he's so small. Like, wow. Like, it's really all about
Janni's tripping.
right? Like it's all about perspective, man. And shit, like when you're that young, like I remember when I was like 13, 14 years old, I was like, I could move out on my own right now. Like I know.
Oh yeah, I thought that too. I wanted to. I was like, I could probably last a good bit. Nah, I'd be screwed.
Right? Just taxes alone. What the fuck? Like I don't know anything about that. Paying bills, and it's not that the fridge is just automatically filled because I have parents that go food shop.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about doing that. Earning money to go buy food, to buy toilet paper, tissues, like that stuff was just always at my house. I'm very fortunate and blessed. I know that. I'm very grateful that's not the situation for everyone.
Of course.
I gotta say that. I am very grateful for that. Not just like saying I was silver spoon fed. But it's like you think you know so much. And man, like the older I get, dude, I'm turning freaking 30 tomorrow. And like yeah, the older I get, the more that I come to know, the more that I find out that I don't fucking know.
You're wise now. You're getting wiser.
Trying. Don't give me that much credit yet.
I hope I turn out like you when I grow up, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, you're 2/3 my age.
I am. I'm a child, dude.
So what's it been like growing up in North Carolina, man? Let's talk about how you grew up and got into producing and DJing and music in general.
Well, I've always loved music. When I was, I think, middle school, I took piano lessons, I took guitar lessons, I took vocal lessons. My brother took drums. I was just always around music, and I loved it a lot. And in high school, I started screwing around producing in like Logic, and it was just ew. And I tried DJing, wasn't very good at it, but I did it because it was fun and because I like music, and I had stopped at that point playing the guitar and the piano, and I stopped taking vocal instruction. And I got to college, and I just started DJing at parties, and I was like, this is actually pretty fun. Um, that translated into me getting booked at some of these clubs. And have you ever heard of Up and Up Festival?
I'm not sure. Is
It's
now
this. No, what were you about to say?
no, I know that Grizz has been doing something down in North Carolina, or he was playing festivals there, playing shows there quite often. Because my
Oh,
buddy lives
oh,
in Charlotte.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's different, though. But Grizz does come, and he is absolutely fucking awesome.
Hell
But
yeah.
Up and Up it's this national contest with all these so many colleges, pretty much almost every college I can name. Penn State, Alabama, everywhere from Ohio State down to Florida. Like every major college is in on this, and
Oh, shit.
there's a 48-hour pre-sale period. And whichever school, each school has an ambassador team, and whichever school sells the most pre-sale tickets wins the show. I
Oh
was, and
yeah.
being an ambassador for that was tremendous marketing experience, dude. I learned so much about, about promoting events, about even about music, and with all we didn't just do the festival. We did a bunch of shows and stuff leading up to it, working with all the local college bars and clubs, and it was really awesome, man. I met a lot of really cool people doing it, and I, as an ambassador, got to play direct support for the festival as well when Elefante came at Greenfield Lake, which is also where Grizz played. But that's pretty much at that point. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start taking this seriously. So about December of last year, I got Ableton Standard as a Christmas gift from my mom, and then I was just like, all right, it's over now. So quarantine's been nice because quarantine has consisted of me just grinding producing, and I've learned a bunch, and I have the project I'm working on now it's a 4-track EP, pretty much consisting of you know what I where I where I'm at now in terms of production. So I'm hoping to release that either late this year or early next year. But trying to time it to coincide with COVID ending so I can get cool footage of playing at shows. But we out here. That's it. You're pretty much caught up with my life. Not much to tell. We're still working on it.
So I wanna take you back to your piano and guitar
Oh
and
God.
vocal lessons days. So to any sort of advice you have, or for people that are starting to take these types of lessons, and um, what would you say you enjoyed the most about it, or what made you stop doing the lessons but still fueled your love for music? How did that whole thing
I
transpire?
would just say my advice if you're learning an instrument is do not stop, because I think it is the coolest thing ever to be able to just sit down at a piano or just pick up a guitar and just jam. And it's been so long, like I can't do that anymore. And it's and not to mention I stopped piano first. It was like I probably stopped piano in like middle school. But if you want to keep making music, then don't stop. It's such a cool skill to have. It's such like a social thing too. Like I don't know. I would say just yeah, keep doing it.
Now, did you learn a lot about music theory when you were doing that stuff?
Yes, I forgot so much of it by the time I like really got into producing, but it was good to be able to have some sort of pre-existing knowledge of music theory before I had to relearn it. It also helped because I took a music theory class for one of my electives last year, freshman year. Yeah, kind of slept through half of it, but I learned what I needed to. I paid attention when I had to.
Dude, I get that. I mean, my first year of college, after the first semester, I was academic probation right away, then academic probation again, and like, I took a jazz perspective class as one of my. It was awesome, but like I was playing hockey and pledging a fraternity, so I was basically a pledge for two different things in college. While I'm so like all that mattered was partying, and I eventually I took some summer classes and got my shit together and like wound up making dean's list and like graduated with 3.0 still. So like still did well and stuff, but like
got out of there. She's get degrees. We out here.
Shit, man.
The same thing, man. Because I had mediocre, okay grades in high school. UNCW isn't Chapel Hill by any means. It's not a prestigious act. Like I didn't have a 4.0 coming out of high school. I had like a 3.6. So
still,
I mean, but my first year was like all I cared about was like pledging and meeting people and DJing and learning how to produce. And as a result of that, my grades suffered tremendously. And last year, I got pretty lucky with all the people that I met at Wilmington. Man, I met there's this college bar called Might As Well. I had a residency there. I played every Monday night. The owner's he's Jeff. He's really cool. Love you, Jeff.
An awesome name for a place.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I had one at 22 North. That's another college bar, but it's down at the beach. It's down on Wrightsville. So I got to play there for fraternity events and some, just bar nights. I used to play there like 2-3 times a week. And then this other club this place called Amplify. It's this new club in Wilmington, and that place is like, I don't want to say it's my baby because it's the owner's baby, obviously, but it's, I mean, this dude, his name is Chuck, and he's originally from Maryland, and he's probably, I think he's 60 by now, 60, but he used to own a 2,000 square foot venue in Delaware, and not Maryland, Delaware. He would work with, he had events with Slander and Cranked At and Gazzo and a bunch of names that freshman McRae saw them, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah. But he worked with the Pike chapter up at the University of Delaware. So when he came down to Wilmington, first thing he did is reach out to the Pike chapter here, and they didn't have a DJ in their fraternity, and so their dude, who was a friend of mine at the time, reached out to me. He said, this guy's coming down here. He's building this new place. We need a DJ. And I was like, I'm your guy, obviously. So, and I mean, that place was, we changed it entirely. We pulled up the tile. We had to tear down a stage. We all but built a new bar, new VIP booths. Like we got a light bar. It's just crazy. And I got to play there every Friday night before COVID. But it was the grand opening was on my birthday, and I got to headline the grand opening of the new club. So that's
awesome. That's a great experience. So take me to that whole experience. Was there so you guys get the owner comes down, he talks to you through the Pike guys, and so you go in. What was your first thoughts when you walk in this place and you see all the work you guys have to do?
Well, I go in, and it wasn't – so two people had owned this place before. It was this place called – first it was called the Sandbar, and this place was huge. Like everybody knew about it because they were so lax on checking IDs. So the freshmen would just all go there to drink underage and get away with it. But, Ailey, lo and behold, comes in and is like, you guys are fucked. And Sandbar had to close. So a new place bought it, or a new manager bought it, called it the Monk. Changed it to Club Vibe later. They did a couple shows there, but it wasn't. They had a huge stage and a huge like seating area, and then like a separate DJ booth on the side that was taking up so much room. And they had a bunch of they just had a bunch of clutter. And Chuck, the owner of Amplify, he came in with a vision. When he came down and met with Drew and I for lunch, and he pulled out a floor plan and he's like, this is where the moving heads are gonna go. This is where the spiders are gonna go. This is where the rigs are gonna go. He had speakers that toured with the Grateful Dead, dude.
That's sick.
He was like, they're Disney Imagineering speakers.
So, oh man. So I forget. I think it was the book called the Last Lecture. Who talked? Nah, maybe it wasn't. I heard about some guy who man, I got nothing. It's like he was the guy that was on tour with the Grateful Dead and like made this new sound system that traveled with them. And then I forget where I heard the story from, if it was from a book or a podcast or something. But I know what you're talking about is what I'm getting at it. But so now you find out when the grand opening is and that you're playing the gig and it's on your birthday. So what kind of promotion, or did you guys hand out flyers? What went into the grand opening for this place?
We did friggin' everything, man. I just really applied what I learned from working with the Up and Up team. For Up and Up, we'd have boots on the ground. We'd be going to major campus events and parties, and we'd hang out. We'd hand out flyers at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. We'd go on campus and chalk Up and Up everywhere on the sidewalk, just fucking everywhere. Just plaster Up and Up everywhere. We'd go in the classrooms after hours and write it all on the whiteboards. Like, we'd go follow a bunch of people on Instagram. We'd pay to promote it. We were working with Monster, and the leaders, the heads of the ambassador team, were really tight with the Up and Up Nationals. So if we needed extra money for whatever, giving out monsters, more Up and Up flags, shooting promotional videos, like they'd always help us out. And that's pretty much the same thing we did for Amplify. We just made sure everyone knew about it. And as cliche and as stupid and as dumb and as conceited or whatever as it sounds, bro, nothing will get people to your event like getting a bunch of women to post that they're going, and everyone will show up. I know it's like whatever, but social media is so important with promotion, in my opinion. It's probably, like, aside from word of mouth, in terms of, local events, maybe not on a national festival scale, but in my experience, word of mouth and influencer, just people that are super social and have some sort of following, like, just use that that's just what we used to our advantage. But it's been really cool. It's been a great experience learning how to promote shows and market. And, it's all within like a year of me starting DJing. So it's just, I guess I just got lucky.
That's really good that that side of it, because like as much as we want to say it's all about the music, like it's
way more than about the music.
Yeah, if you don't have a following and you don't have a brand and you don't have a way of getting your music out there, like no one's gonna hear that amazing music that you make.
Nobody. Yeah, exactly. And there's this mentality that a lot of people have where it's like, I'm not going to pay for promotion, or I'm not going to pay to playlist my songs because it's like my music speaks for itself. Like, yeah, it does, but you should also speak for it. You should also definitely help it speak for itself. But
dude, I was talking to Kyle about this, and
Kyle's a genius with this shit.
Dude, I love him to death. He's my freaking boy, and we've taught each other a lot with this stuff, and through conversations with, people in the industry, it's like, I mean, for one, Marshmello is the perfect example. Like a bunch of people put a bunch of money into him so that they could promote, and like who doesn't love marshmallows? So like they, you know what I mean? And they built this whole brand around this marshmallow with a smiley face that's kind of a little depressed, kind of happy. He's like all of us, like, like
The relatable fucking marshmallow, man. Like,
yeah. And then he makes like he makes kind of sad lyrics, but with happy melodies and stuff. So like then everyone's loves that. So then then they get like pop artists to be like Bastille and different rappers and stuff. And they got electronic music onto, at least in my area, onto alternative rock stations with freaking Bastille, and then Millennium with John Bellion, that freaking song. Like,
that was so good, man.
oh, man. Good Things Fall Apart is an incredible song. Millennium.
It makes me want to stop producing.
Right. So to that point, as we, I keep going off on tangents and shit. Let's talk about the music that you've been making. How do you get inspiration is it when you sit down at the laptop or beforehand? How do you write your music? Is there a process you go through?
I have the stupidest, like, I don't know, man. I hate my brain sometimes. I'll sit down at my laptop and just stare at Ableton for 15 minutes and get nothing. And then I'll like go to class, and then I'll sit in class and I'll be like, I have an entire song in my head right now. Inspiration comes at the most random times for me, but sometimes I can just force myself to be inspired. Like I'll just stare at a computer. Sometimes I'll just start doing sound design, and if I just stumble on something, then I'll be like, all right, I'm inspired. What about you? You been producing lately?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Like I've been focusing a lot on this podcast and like my freaking my mental health, man.
That's important.
I've been like, I'm not the one that's gonna freaking make a post. I mean, like, sorry, I haven't been posting on social media. I know you guys have missed me, but like I've got a lot of things planned, and things are coming. Like I'm not gonna do that because like if I'm not posting on social media, like no one misses me on social media. Like the people that miss me are the people that are in my life every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My family, my friends, like, and I
silence like lasagna.
Yeah. Oh man, where'd you hear that from?
Twitter.
Of course, right? But I've honestly I've had to do a lot of, like soul searching, and what I really find out really what I want to do with my life. I'm now, working with my brother-in-law and his content company, and I'm seeing a lot of the other side of the business, like the all the Adobe, the After Effects, the Photoshops, the interviews that they're doing, they have their freaking hands in everything, whether it be the music industry, they're filming a Netflix pilot. Like, so I'm getting to see like all this behind the scenes stuff. And it's such a good, it's such a good experience for me. And seeing like the creative director is Brandon is freaking incredible. The amount of like creativity that this guy has is an experience that this guy has. You can just tell when he's talking in these meetings and when he's doing these interviews and stuff. And it's like stuff that you only learn through doing and through action. And like the lessons from that I can take is like, I'm only going to get better at production if I do it more and more. I'm only going to get better at podcasting if I do it more and more. I'm only going to get, a bigger following is if I keep fucking doing more and more on social media. And I do need, I for a long time, I believed this myth that like all of this could happen, not for free, but like continuing to do the regular posting on social media, continuing to reach out to people that do Spotify playlists and just showing them love on their Instagrams and reaching out to people that have podcasts and showing like give and that is a very important part of this. But I also know that since I've dialed it back on social media, since I've been, working at my brother-in-law's company, I've been doing this podcast, I've been dialed back on social media, and I've been more in tune with my friends and family and more in contact with them and more like doing more reading, doing more meditating, finally getting back in the freaking gym that finally opened. But it's 35 minutes away in Pennsylvania. Still a little bit of a drive, but doing that, golfing, like I'm in such a good place right now that I'm excited to get back into Ableton and because here's the thing, like me and Chris, the other half of the remote controllers, we've been able to fill in each other's holes, metaphorically, and we hang out quite a bit, and but it's been something that's held me back in expanding my production skills, and it's something that's held him back in expanding his freaking social media and marketing. And like he's the introverted artist and I'm the extroverted, like, I don't want to say people person. I feel like that's, gloating. I don't know. It feels like, you know what I mean? Like it feels like that's an arrogant, I'm a people person, everybody loves me, like
I don't think that's arrogant. I think that's just a personality type.
And if I just leave it at I'm an extrovert, he's an introvert, it makes a lot of sense, right? There we go. So like whenever we'd meet up and work on music, like he's the one controlling Ableton, he's the one doing it, but it's our ideas going into the laptop, and so that's held me back. And so there's a big I've on my last podcast I talked about it with Bexy, how like there is a fear that like now that I'm going to dive into Ableton more, like what's been holding me back from doing it is, what if the music that I make isn't as good as the music that Chris and I make? Or what if I've this is almost a decade of me DJing and then like 3 years of getting into production and actually promoting the remote controllers and Ryan Janni, and man, like there's a big fear that all this time is not wasted. And then Bexy pointed out, she was like, but what if it's better than you think it's gonna be?
Yeah,
yeah, like I'm digging the hole instead of freaking realizing that I'm like building a mountain over here that I still have to climb up, and it's like you're only gonna do it like taking one step at a time. And like Kyle helped me out, and he's got me some things to help me with Ableton. And it's not that I don't know music production. I know a fuck ton about music production. I went to Cosmic Academy and learned a shit ton there. I know a shit ton about social media marketing, and I know a shit ton about a lot of shit in this industry. I'm just not an expert at Ableton because I haven't been diving into it. Like it's as simple as that. Like I gotta just dive into Ableton and the music will come. Like I have so many ideas. I can't tell you how long my notes thing on my phone is filled up with lyrics. I have so many songs written. It's just a matter of it's not that I'm not a good music producer, it's that I'm not proficient in Ableton yet. That's the reality. So like I got to start believing myself that this music is going to be beautiful. And because the music that Chris and I made together is freaking awesome and I fucking love it and it makes me fucking dance, and they both went to the top 20 in Beatport Bass House. So like yeah, like they were successful. And so like, Ryan, the glass is half full, not half empty, right? Come on, be optimistic. You're a happy guy, Ryan, like you really are. And I got to have these conversations with myself. And over the last month, me stepping away more from social media and focusing more on that stuff and keeping me healthy and strong, and also like not having to deal with so many freaking injuries. Like the injuries freaking were hurting my freaking head too, because I want to do more, but in order to heal from the injury, I have to dial it back and do more stretching and do more, correctives and stuff. And like, that's just not fun, but I have to do it. Like, fun is fucking squatting 405 and fucking coming out like a freaking lion, Like, that's the shit I fucking love. Playing football like I did today before this podcast, having my freaking flag football. We lost in the semifinals.
It happens.
But it's the semifinals, so it's the best season we've had so far, so I'm pumped. And the next season starts in 3 weeks. Let's go.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, because technically the season started before COVID and then got cut short. And then when it opened back up, we were allowed to do outside sports in Jersey. And so then we had 8 more games and playoffs. So, like, usually there's no games July and August, and then September, October, November. And then February, March, April, May is another season. So it's usually that, like, spread out. But, March is when fucking COVID hit. So we had to stall the season and stuff. But
it feels like 2020 has just been like COVID year. Like, I feel like it's weird for me thinking that in January and February we weren't in quarantine. Like, for me, I feel like 2020 started when Corona started.
Right? I mean, we did kind of start hearing about it, but in the January, February, like February is when it was really like, yeah, like it's bad, but like it's not gonna come over here and do anything to us. Like,
Ebola. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, right. So,
but
what are some things that you do besides music? Like, how do you stay? Do you care about health and fitness? Is that something that you focus on, or do you do any sort of meditation? What are some other things that you do? It's kind of like cross training, right? Like, you gotta step away from music in order to make good music too. So,
well, in high school, I've done various combat sports like all throughout my life. Like, when I was in 2nd grade, I started doing taekwondo, and when I was in like middle school, I started doing kickboxing, and then high school, I started doing MMA. And I had to stop when I went to college because, like, I didn't know. I didn't want to go to a different school. Like, the gym I went to was like, I love those people. They were really nice to me. But I also just felt like I didn't have time. And, I'd go to the gym and, work out every now and again. But I don't do much to stay in shape anymore. I wish I did. I know I need to start. But, there's not a lot of whole jiu-jitsu places open now. Rolling around with a sweaty dude in a gi is probably not the best way to stay corona-free.
So,
in terms of what were you about to say? I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I wanted you to talk more about jiu-jitsu and stuff, and with that, because in that community, like you talked about it, you just hinted at it, like you love those people that were at your gym, like you become family members with them, right? Like,
it was awesome, man. I joined. It's a school called Highston. I joined freshman year of high school, and I did like a couple grappling tournaments. I did some Nagas and some Nigrids, but when I think I was a sophomore. I don't think I was a junior yet, but I got called up to the competition team whatever year it was, and then I started actually competing, and I won a sword once. It was pretty cool. I've never done anything crazy, but it was really fun, man. And for a couple days a week, I high school was not my most fun time of life. I was excited to get to college, but it was nice to be able to just go punch things for a couple hours a day. Very therapeutic.
you said you won a sword?
Yeah. So for these grappling tournaments, a lot of the prizes you can get for winning, like the top three, you normally get gold, silver, bronze, but there's particular organization called Naga. Like if you win a certain division, you can get a sword, you can get a belt. It just depends on like what division you win.
So like you're talking like a literal like sword that you.
Yeah, no, it's an actual sword. I would show you, but it is in my house in Waxhaw. I don't know why I didn't bring it to school with me. I totally should have. So.
I wasn't sure if it was like that's what you called a trophy at a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament or something.
No.
I know jack shit about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu besides the fact that Joe Rogan swears by it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I want to do it. I want to get into it, but my love for it coincides with me also getting into golf at the same time, and like there's only so many freaking hours in the
get
day.
Into jiu-jitsu.
Huh?
Golf sucks. Get into jiu-jitsu. What are you gonna do if someone starts pushing you in an alley? You gonna swing your golf club at him?
Fuck yeah, if I have a golf club.
All right, you know what? Actually, that's probably not a bad idea. That might honestly work a little better than jiu-jitsu.
No, but I really want to get into jiu-jitsu, and there's actually a Gracie gym right by.
You have no fucking excuse, dude. Gracie, you will learn so much there. I watch their YouTube videos from time to time. You know, they used to do these things called Gracie breakdowns where it would be like Henner and whichever other brother it was, but they would just review, like they'd get these like submitted videos of like viral street fights, and they would just go in and like analyze the technique and like use it to show useful techniques. Like, here's what this guy could have done, and it's just some dude that got cut off in traffic swinging his fucking windmill punches everywhere. But no, yeah, you should, dude. I would heavily recommend it.
Dude, and I'm 5'4" and 160 pounds. Like I'm gonna have to. If I want to do anything with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'll probably have to cut down to like 125.
Well, you would have been in my weight division because in high when I competed, I was at 160.
Really?
Yeah.
How tall are you? Well, actually, I met you, so you're
you're
definitely taller than me.
5'9" and 3/4, but I tell people I'm 5'10".
I tell people I was 5'6", but I'm 5'4". But that was part of a process of coming to like love myself. Like I didn't want to admit that I was short, even though you look at me. You can tell that I'm, you know what I mean? I was like, if I say I'm 5'6", I'm in the upper half of the 5 foot, and I'm like taller. And it was like, and I got called out one time by a professor. He was my favorite professor, Dr. Helian. Love this man to death. He was my professor at Westchester University when I was studying health and fitness there, and we were doing an Excel spreadsheet, and we had he was like teaching us Excel, like you can type in this, and it adds up all of these, and then it takes the mean and the median and put it in this cell, and he was like, let's go around the room, we'll find out the average height of the room. So he's going around, he's asking each person the height, and I was like 5'6", and he's like, yeah, I used to say that too. I was like,
yeah. Is he your height?
From that day forward, I never said 5'6" again. I'm 5'4", and I'm fucking damn proud. I'm stronger than most motherfuckers fucking my size. Let's go. So and like still a little bit of my ego had to jump in there and say, and I'm stronger than most people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, dude,
just like let it go.
I feel that.
You know, it's like no biggie, man. I have a WMPF New Jersey state record for 165 weight class deadlift. So like no big deal.
No big fucking deal.
Even though there's 2 people in the gym that I regularly go to in my weight class that deadlift 100 pounds more than me. Like They just never competed in WNBF in New Jersey.
He's like, well, guess who's got their fucking name on the paper, huh?
You didn't do it in competition, bro.
Doesn't matter.
They did do it in competition, just in USAPL, not in WNPF. So I have the record in WNPF, and they have records in USAPL.
It works out.
Right? And
you stay over there. Let me keep this one.
Right? Yeah, just like stay over there. But they're awesome. And that's like a big thing that I love about the gym. You know, my gym that I usually go to is still closed in New Jersey. Well, it's open for personal training only, like one-on-one sessions and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do like apparently, you know, the Delaware River that separates New Jersey and Pennsylvania, like you cross over that and like magic, it blocks COVID. It's crazy because apparently you can go inside places in freaking Pennsylvania and you're not gonna get COVID. No, they got a little bit more lax rules in Pennsylvania, and my buddy Sean was the one who because he's the guy who like trains me and teaches me about nutrition and all that shit. And he went over to the retro over there in Fairleys Hills, right over the border. Ooh, fuck it. That told me all about that. And he was inviting me over there, he's like, yeah, man, it's I've been working out over there, and like it's crazy. This crazy thing happens when you cross the Delaware River. Like it magically stops COVID from happening in gym.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So now, like that's the joke that I always butcher whenever I'm telling people about going over there. So, but it's been fucking great, you know, getting back into freaking powerlifting. I miss it because I got injured back in December. I hurt my back a little bit, so just as I was like getting over that, and in March and just starting to squat again, COVID hit, and then the gym's closed, and I was like, God damn it. But you know, did a lot of body weight shit and stuff here in my house, and was able to get back. And you know, I've you know, obviously I've lost strength. I haven't been, you know, being in a squat rack with weight on my back in a long time, but I'm slowly working my way back, like not pushing it. And still hit 370 on Friday and squat, and 405 on deadlift for doubles. So it's, you know, when it's a lot, you know, with perspective, but because I haven't done anything in so long. But then again, like in my competition in last September, I squatted 465 and deadlifted 565. So like, yeah. So like it's like I'm 3/4 of the way back. Like, but I know, you know, I'm also not trying to rush it. I'm not trying to max out every, you know. But yeah, man, so let's get, you know, after that tangent, let's get back to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So like what kind of like belts and stuff what belt did you get up to, or how long did you train for that?
That belt system is it's called IBJJF, and it's like International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. I have no idea what the F stands for. I don't remember. But they have a belt system, and that's the white, blue, you know, purple, brown, black. Mm-hmm. But, you know, highest on, it was founded by this dude, Gokor Chavicyan, and he's an Armenian, and he's just disgusting at judo and jiu-jitsu, and he founded his own system. And, you know, that's how I learned it. It wasn't so much jiu-jitsu. I say it's jiu-jitsu because everyone's like grappling, like it's jiu-jitsu, but it's like what I learned, the system I learned was a combination of judo and sambo and jiu-jitsu and wrestling and kickboxing and Muay Thai. And it was, they do it like level 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm pretty sure 5 was the maximum. I don't recall. This was a couple of years ago, but I got to 2 or 3. 2 or 3. You start off at 0. Yeah, you start off 0 is white, and then 1 is yellow, and then 2 is orange, and then 3 is, I think 3 is green. I don't know. It's not the same as IBJJF. But we out here. I learned what I learned. It was fun.
Still fuck a motherfucker up, that's for sure.
I don't know, man. It depends how big he is, dude. It's kind of fun because it's like I like hate confrontation, dude. I will not fight you. I won't unless I like am literally like unless I just have no other choice. I'm getting my ass out. Even if I'm certain I will win, even if I don't want anything to do with it. Like it just
isn't that like lesson number one of fighting? Like the best
pretty much, yeah. It's just such a lie.
Bug out. Like
Because it's like once you do it with like I get like I completely understand the appeal of fighting for no reason, but like once you get to like once you start thinking about it like sport, like I'm not fighting to beat a dude's ass. Like I'm fighting like because I'm an athlete and I want to improve my skills. And it's like where the fuck was I going with this?
instead of freaking fighting, getting the fuck out. Like it's a
yeah. No, I hate confrontation. That's just not how I think about fighting. And a lot, I'll bring this up at parties or whatever, and people are like, "Oh, you want to fight, bro?" I was like, no, I don't at all. Actually, that's not how I want my. No, yeah, I don't like getting punched in the face.
Right? And anybody that wants to fight me, I know one thing: I'm fucking faster than you, and I can get the fuck out. I may not have any formal training with fighting, but I'm fucking fast as hell. And
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
out of there.
Underrated skill. Oh, be trash. Oh yeah, we'll run away, and you will not.
Want to race, bro? Like,
you want to fight? You want to fucking race? Because guess what? The guy who can race gets to choose what we do.
Yeah. Win the race, then decide what we do for the competition. And then I choose squat and deadlift. You can't beat me.
And now that we're here, squat rack.
We're running to the gym. And then
this dude's just pissed at you. You just got with this girl and he chases you to the gym.
Oh man.
Who the fucking 45s?
We've talked about a lot here, and before we end the podcast, and we got like 10 more minutes or so, I want to talk about the music you've been making. How many songs are you planning on for the EP? And I know you want to release it when COVID, is you can do shows and stuff, but let's talk about the music you've been making.
Let's talk about the music, man. I'm always here to talk about the music. So basically, I have 4 original tracks that I know, and most of them are collabs. Because, dude, I love collabs, dude. They're on every level. A, I get to learn more, and B, they're cheaper. Because promoting music is not fucking cheap. Getting visuals done, getting good quality visuals, promo material, album art, that is not cheap shit. Getting your shit playlisted. It's not like collabs are awesome because you can literally just split that expense down the middle with someone.
Hell yeah.
And it's literally like you both have something that you worked so hard to make and you like share it. It's like y'all's fucking baby. And you just, I don't know, but that, yeah. So most of the tracks on the 3 out of 4 are collabs. And then I have a bunch of, of course, some remixes and flips and stuff that I'm probably not going to get to release because, copyright laws. I'll probably put them on SoundCloud anyway, and I'll use them as promo material for something. But, if you've caught a set of mine recently, I have no idea when this podcast is going to come out. So if it came out tonight, what'd you say?
In 2 weeks.
Okay.
Not because tomorrow's Bexy. Then next Monday is supposed to be Taylor Torrance, and then the Monday after that. So Labor Day-ish.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. I've been making a lot of different stuff. I started off with like future bass and melodic, and then I made a future garage track. And then I made a progressive house track, and then I made a dubstep track, and then I made another melodic track. And I just can't keep my fucking, like, my ADHD head is just genres everywhere. But yeah, I don't really care. I know a lot of people, will tell you, just make one genre, but have your brand be one thing. But it's like I'm just gonna make whatever I want, and I'm gonna put out whatever I want. And if you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. But I never got the, like, I don't really. I think genres are important, but I like everything, man. I think there's good in everything. If it's a vibe, it's a vibe, in my opinion.
Dude, absolutely. Like, make whatever comes to your freaking out of your soul. Like, if don't make don't make melodic dubstep because you love a bunch of melodic dubstep producers. Like, make whatever. Like, when I first got into production, and my thing was, my favorite music at that point was Melbourne Bounce. The
Mm-hmm.
first track that Chris and I made together was uh, a deep house remix, and then we made a big room kind of progressive house remix of a trance
All that
track.
shit.
Yeah,
Love.
and then we made a half trap, half hard style remix of another trance track, and then we released our first original that was Bass House. So, like, if you told me when I first started that I was gonna make all those and not a single Melbourne Bounce track, I would have. I don't know what I would have been like. You're nuts. Like, I'm making Melbourne Bounce because me, Dioro, Timmy Trumpet, and TJR are gonna be chilling, and GTA. We're all gonna hang out. We're gonna do awesome shows together. Like, those were my big influences. And but if I also, I used to, Free Yourself used to be, a playlist type of podcast, and like, I would DJ the set, and anyone was able to send me music. It was genres or just limitations was the hashtag. Like, I still believe that. Like, I'm not married to just making bass house now that Chris and I have released 2 bass house tracks, and we're releasing a third one. Like, we also have a couple tech house tracks. We also have a freaking I can't say it yet. I can't say that one yet. But we have some. We have a lot of because it's a collab, but I don't want to, spill the beans.
Yeah. Don't give up the sauce yet.
Yeah,
Don't give up the sauce yet.
So but there's a lot in the works, and I'm really, really excited about it. And but yeah, man. So you've got a couple different genres on your so far on your debut EP, and are those tracks fully finished? Because I know how that, like, have you told yourself there's no more working on this track yet? Or
No, absolutely not. And I've played them in sets before. I have a live stream tonight. Tonight, as in not when this airs, but tonight, as we're recording this. I've played all 4 of those tracks in my set for that live stream. But I'm gonna play them in every set. Obviously, the mix is just gonna keep getting slightly better every time until it comes out. But I just at this point, it's more of in the mix and master stage, and me getting together all the promo art, saving up to buy the fucking promo art and promote the song. And the production's done. The songs are finished. The everything's pretty much done. It's just figuring stuff out at this point.
hell yeah, man. So when we're done this, we'll make a little promo video, and we'll put that out so that we can also say, hey, go check out the live stream tonight and stuff. We'll make a 15-second
Bet shit.
Instagram story type of thing, and letting everybody know that, 1, your live stream, and then 2, we did the podcast and it's coming out soon. So
Whoa.
yeah,
That's actually pretty sick. Yeah, let me know. I will post that as soon as possible because the stream starts at 6.
oh fuck yeah, hell yeah, man. So is there any let's see, what's our closing question? What if anybody came to you and was like, what do I got to do to get started in the industry, what sort of piece of advice would you give them, or what would you say is, one of them, not the most important, but one of the most important things to keep in mind as you're getting started?
Buy Ableton, buy Serum, learn how to use them. Don't do what's popular, do what's fun and what you like. Reach out to everyone for feedback, regardless of whatever, get feedback, not just from one person. Be honest with yourself, and that's, I think I covered all my bases there. Don't put reverb on your sub bass.
I support everything that you said. That is a hell of a way to close it. Chase Water, thank you so much for coming on the Free Yourself podcast. It means a lot to me that you give your a bit of your day, as you're preparing for the live stream and stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, man. It was fun.
Hell yeah, man. And my closing line to everybody that's watching: peace, love, unity,
Respect. I love you.
We're out. Love you, brother.